Hello, my name is Suckit, and we are playing Godslapper's Paradise. And between episodes, putting a floor down here, it's okay. I might change some of it later. I do like this part right here. I think it's fine. I'm not sure about the rest of it yet, but today we're gonna start by just getting into Create real quick. We need to make some plates, and the way we have to do that right now is by hand with a mechanical press. Now we're gonna probably need a couple andesite casings. Those were andesite alloys I just made. You make it with andesite and either iron nuggets or zinc nuggets. We got a lot more iron than zinc right now. And then one way to make the casings is just to... Is this not a thing anymore? Oh, that's right. We're in the old version. I was trying to make them the new way. So let's see. How do we make the andesite casings? We'll need planks. That ought to do. We can just pick any of the... Okay, there we go. 4 andesite casings. Let's see what we get for that. A little bit of zinc. Oh, good amount of zinc. I mean, it's not a huge amount, but it's better than none. Now, the mechanical press that we want to make, it's going to take one of these and one of these, which we already made. It's going to take cogwheels, which in this older version of Create that I have to remember I'm playing in, we'll just take them. What you do is you take buttons and some andesite alloy, and you get some of these. You're going to need a block of iron. And is that all we need for the press? Yeah. We're also gonna need a depot. And okay, that's easy enough. And then finally, we're gonna make a hand crank. Now the shafts are not hard to make. Do it just like that. And I think that was planks it was asking for. Yeah. Very good. Now, Create is all about rotational force. You know, the thing goes spinning. Now, you can see there's a little thing at an angle here. That indicates something that can spin. You see cogwheels, it's the same. What we're going to do is we're going to take one iron ingot. And we're going to go ahead and hold down right click on this, and then for price of half a haunch of saturation, we can make ourselves an iron sheet. Now take that and a little bit of gold outside. Now we'll be able to use Create eventually, and other mods, to automate the creation of these plates, but until we can do that, we're going to make them in the smeltery. We're just going to smelt up a little bit of gold, pour it over this, and I believe we'll get a cast. Sure looks like it. And whoops. Alright. Now we're going to need a bunch of iron plates. And that's not all. We're also going to need some copper, aren't we? So that's 3, 4, 5. We don't have much copper. Looks like we will have enough, though. So I think the pipes are just like so. And we're gonna need a pump, which are very easy to make in this. It's just, there we go. One mechanical pump. And we're gonna need a hose pulley. Now this is going to take a copper casing, so we'll need some more planks. And I guess any wood. Use up some of this archwood. Yep, there we go. It's the Copper Age. It doesn't even recognize it. We've done it so quickly. We need more shafts. We need dried kelp. Oh, yes, it recognized it. And our silk is producing a little bit of kelp for us. And we can cook it right up. There we go. There's our hose pulley. Very nice. We are also going to need a windmill bearing. That's just stone, a shaft, and a turntable. That's not hard. So we'll go ahead and make the turntable. And the windmill bearing. Very nice. Now, I forget if we're gonna need something else. Let's see. No, I feel like we used to need a rotational bearing on this, but we don't in this, at least. Another thing we want are some sail frames and some sails. Now we're also going to make some ender tanks. These work just like the ender chests we made, except they're tanks. They're entangled fluid containers. They're fantastic. Now we're going to leave one of them behind. Where are we going to put this thing? Where are we going to put everything? These are the questions. I guess we could put it... Maybe we'll put our power back on this end. So we're going to put it here. We're going to go ahead and dye each strip orange. Orange sounds good. And now we're going to head off to the nether. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a system with all this stuff to pump lava from here. Let's find a spot that's not right in a soul sand valley. We don't need gas taking pot shots at us constantly while we're trying to do this. Basalt Delta? Not that much better, to be honest. But somewhat better. So, right here at the Nether Fortress. This will be fine. We're just going to make ourselves a little platform. Go ahead and build this. Now, it's occurred to me that we might need a gearbox. They're not hard to make. It's just andesite casings and cogwheels. This will allow us to change the direction of rotational force that we make. So what we're going to do is we're going to have... What are we going to have? Let's do this backwards. We've got our nether bricks, right? Now we're going to put our hose pulley down like so. That's exactly backwards. You know, we ought to make the wrench from Create. I'm a little ahead of myself. Now, the wrench isn't hard to make. It's just 3 gold sheets, some sticks, and one of the little cogwheels. But it also occurred to me that we're going to need a chunk loader. These are cool. I think they're... Don't get me wrong, I like the FTP chunk loader. I think everybody likes that. Oh, a little bit of lag. There we go. But I think these are more satisfying and more fun. But we will need an enchanting table. And then we're gonna need an ender pearl and a little bit of gold. Because you can have, you know, all the lava pumps in the world in the nether, but if it's the chunk's not loaded, they're not going to do you any good. Assuming you're in the overworld. If you're in the nether by the pump, it'll do you plenty good. So what we want, I'm going to try to turn this thing. Yeah, there we go. We're going to put a pipe on it. Now we're going to turn the pipe. Now we're going to attach a mechanical pump right there. We will need another gear. We'll have the gear right there. That's not going to stop us from building the rest of this. We're going to want to make this gearbox vertical, which we can do just by, crafting it with itself. And now we can use it to get rotational force from up, which is indeed what we want. We're going to put the windmill bearing right up here. And we need one block to stick everything to. And I think any block but sails and or wool. Can I turn this thing? There we go. You'd need super glue, but we shouldn't need super glue just to put sails on it. And you can see the sails are quite easy to place if you're good at video games, which I'm not. You get these nice little preview images where they're gonna go. Got our gear. Got a couple of them. Cogwheel, I should say. There we go. See how they interlock? Very good. Now we should just be able to to right-click this, and because there are enough sails, it'll start spinning. Crying out loud. Now I'm not okay. The arrows tell you which way the pump is pumping. If we were to hit it with the wrench, it'll go that way. We want it to go this way, because we're going to want another fluid pipe. There we go. It's probably unnecessary, but it's fun. There we have it. And we're going to go ahead and dye this. And these sails will push you out of the way. There we go. Let's put our chunk loader down. Put it down right here. Now this thing has an overlay that you can see, so you can see the area that it's loading. 2 chunks is probably fine. You can increase the radius quite a bit. You can also make it a square, which is kind of nice. What we want to do is put our crank on this. It's not doing things. This should be, maybe we gotta turn the crank. Maybe the crank's back. Maybe the crank's facing the wrong way. Could be. You can shift right click to put, with the wrench, to put create stuff right back in your inventory. Now if we pop another gearbox on this thing, it'll reverse the direction of the rotational force that we're giving it. So if it was backwards before, now it should be, yep, there it goes. Oh, you can sneak. I never realized that. Now what we want to do is lower this hose all the way into the lava. Get down to the bottom. And if there's 10,000 blocks worth, then this thing will recognize an infinite lava source, I hope. The non-bendy ones you can click. Okay, so we've got lava going in here. It's definitely being pumped out. Okay, now it's getting into this pipe. And we should see, ooh, that used a lot of our saturation. Wheel that thing down there. I don't know. Okay, it looks like there's a little bit of lava in there. Not a whole lot, huh? We could speed this thing up by adding more sails, and that may be what we do. Now we can just right-click this to stop it again. And we got a good amount of sails. We'll just add them. Okay. Should make this a lot faster. Yeah, that's spinning visibly faster. So, hopefully, this will pump it right through at decent speed. Now, it's time to start getting technological over here. We're going to make ourselves some fluid pipes from the pipes mod. It's just pipes, there's no papa. And I made another one of these fluid tanks from Mekanism to help us out. We're gonna... How are we gonna do this? I think we're gonna have a pipe here, and a buffer tank here, and a pipe here, and the lava tank here. And we'll set these to extract. How fast this thing is really moving. Let's let this thing drain. Yeah, okay. That's not bad. Now I want to make energy from this stuff. Now we're going to do that with the Powah mod. We're going to need an absolute ton of dielectric paste. I'm getting us together some charcoal right now. That'll get us 48. Those 2 buckets of lava worth. That's a good start. Now the first thing we're gonna want to make are some energizing rods. Okay, so we'll need good old iron bars. I think we have some, right? Yeah. This will give us some more. So we're gonna need... We'll make some. Now we're gonna turn some into horizontal rods, just like that. And you can craft them back and forth with each other. Okay, we're gonna need iron, huh? We might as well just grab a stack. We're gonna start out probably with 3 of the rods. Oh, that's a quest, okay. Hopefully I was kind, and okay, we get dielectric rods. Those are all good quest rewards. Did I not? I have not finished this quest line. Now we will need to make some capacitors for this. We'll start out with that many. We can turn them into the tiny ones by crafting them with themselves. A little bit of our dwindling supply of quartz will get us 3 starter energy rods. What am I doing? We need 6. Now we're going to upgrade them to basic. It's not that bad. We just need, 6 capacitors? We have 5. So we'll make some more of those. 3 blocks. And we might be good to go after we make these. Yeah, okay. Now, unfortunately, these have things that don't stack. So, you can only make them one at a time. What did we get? Oh, we need the energizing ore, but we need that anyway. So, 3 more horizontal rods, and we need a little bit of glass. Here's our orb. Oh, we're gonna need another casing. You go through a lot of these casings. And we're gonna want to automate the crafting of this stuff as soon as humanly possible. Because you'll see it gets like awful tedious. As you get into the higher tiers, automation makes it not tedious. And that's what you want. Now, we're also gonna need some energy pipes here. And I think the energy pipes are just like this. Yeah. And then, oh, big noise, hooray. Oh, gives us a pipe upgrade, that's lovely. These things need power. The orb itself does not. Can I not place these? Nope. We are gonna need the Powah cables. So, they're not that bad. We have some capacitors. We can make some right now. We just need, we need more dielectric rods. It's always something in this, folks. But we're working on, we're hopefully going to get ourselves a refined storage system like today. So, there we go. And we'll just, yeah, it should be fine. Alright. So these are a little finicky, I guess. They'll only connect to the Powah cables, but once they do, life should be good. I guess they don't show you how much energy these have in this. Now, what we need is a little bit of energized steel. And the way you make that is with gold and iron in this little setup right here. One of each. And we got nothing happening. Maybe these don't, yeah, these don't have any power. There is a GUI, I just couldn't see it before. So this is not doing the trick. So we're going to try something else. We're going to start with just a basic energy cube here from Powah. Maybe we should just take this whole thing over here, huh? Cyclic. So finicky. We're going to make ourselves... Oh, we don't actually even need to do that. We're going to make ourselves a starter magmator. We'll just need some more of these. We'll almost certainly need more dielectric casings. Let's should probably just make 2 right now, huh? Alright, there's one starter magmator. And the basic, we'll just need some more capacitors. So let's go ahead and do that. Anything else we need? Okay, yeah. This one will be a significant improvement. This thing will turn lava into energy. And it should start filling right up. It's filling this thing right up. And all is good. Now, each upgrade is very much worth it. We're going to go ahead and get ready to make... What are we going to need? We're going to need 1 or 2 of the fat ones, right? And the hardens just like so. Hardened capacitors. Is that enough? That's enough. We're just going to come over here and grab this thing. And we're going to upgrade it to the next tier. Now this thing will generate 70 FE a tick. I need another casing. The upgrade generates a little more than twice as much. 180 FE a tick, so that's pretty good. But we can do better. Now the blazing, the next tier, produces 400 a tick, and that's a more respectable amount. Now, this is very slow with the basic energizing rod, so we're probably gonna want to upgrade these to hardened. Let's see what's all involved in that. What are they called? Energizing rods. Okay, so we'd need 6 capacitors, 3 dielectric casing. And now we should do a lot better. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's much faster. Now the blazing magmator, instead of 180, this will produce 400. And that should be a good amount to get us started, although we will need to upgrade our energy storage. Now these things, if memory serves, yeah, these are more annoying to upgrade, because you need you need 2 of the previous tier. So to get the top tier from Powah, it's quite a bit of crafting. There we go. Instead of 1 million, this one will hold 4 million. So that should be okay for the time being. We'll need something better quickly, though. Next thing we're gonna need is some, whoops, we still got our dank on us. We're gonna need some silicon. And we're gonna get that by smelting up some quartz. Very nice. Now another thing we're gonna need is some quartz enriched iron, and we're gonna need a lot of it. It's made like so. That's a good amount. Now what we're doing, we're getting into refined storage, because this is quickly gonna become chaos and a pain to deal with. Also, you've seen the sorts of crafting rabbit holes that we're looking at with some of these mods. We're gonna need a bunch of these processor bindings. You use these to make raw processors, including the fancy ones from extra storage, which we do have in the pack. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some of these ready. Hey, quest for silicon. More blazing crystals. That's very nice. But what do we get for the silicon? Let's see. Something, right? More silicon? More silicon. Just what I wanted. So we will go ahead and craft. Oh, we need redstone. That's right. Redstone we have, at least for the time being. We're going to have to set up some resource generation beyond the sylph very soon. Alright. Half a stack of raw. 16 each of the advanced and the improved. Most of the blocks from this mod use these machine casings. It's quartz enriched iron and a stone. And here's a bunch of our processors. Oh, what do we get? What do we get? What do we get? More silicon. Alright. So the controller we should be able to make now. It's just a bunch of the materials from the mod. This is the kind of heart of your refined storage network, on 1 controller per network. We're going to have it right here. It's going to start filling up with juice. And it's got a little gooey. If we had machines from the mod touching this, we would see them and we would see how much power they're consuming. Now with the 1 magmator, we got 400 FP a tick to work with, so keep that in mind for the time being. The next thing we're going to need is a grid. We're going to need one of these machine casings. Now we're going to need 1 construction core, that's basic with glowstone, and a destruction core. You'll see these in used in machines and blocks and stuff where you're taking things in and out of the system. Now we want to take this grid and make it into a crafting grid. So we'll just need a crafting table. That'll do fine. And another advanced processor, which we have. This will allow us to craft with items used in the controller. More silicon? More silicon. Alright. So now if we had stuff in here, we could see it, and we could interact with it, you know, over here. We could search, we use JI, but to have anything in here, we need it to be stored on the network. So we're going to need a disk drive. Here it is. Not that complicated. All stuff we've seen. Another machine casing. There's our drive. Is it going to give us a disk? Probably not. Give us some more silicon, though. Now, we're going to want some storage disks. And the one for 1,000 is okay. I wonder what the Quest one is for. Is it for... Yeah, it's for 1,000. So we will make a 1,000 one. What are we going to need here? We're going to need storage parts. Let's grab some redstone. Let's grab some glass. And we'll start with a 1K storage part, and I think we have all the parts to make the disk. Yes, we do. So we can pop it down right here. We can pop the disk in. And now if we wanted to, we could throw all this stuff in here. And you can see on the disk there's 259 items in there. It's about 25% full. We're going to want to to make some better disks. We're going to start, I hope, with 9 of these. There we go. And from there, we can make 3 4K storage parts. And then 1 16K storage part. And with that, make a disk that will hold 16,000 items. And now we're going to move everything from our little chest monster over here into the system. Okay, all the stuff's been moved. We've got access to it here. We can search it. We can sort it. Do. Next thing we want, though, is everything in the storage drawer system to be accessible. So we're going to build a block called an external storage. Now for this, we're going to need some cables. We're actually going to need a lot of cables. It's probably not going to be enough. Let's see, we're going to need another destruction core. So we're going to need glowstone and core. 1 external storage. And we're going to want all this cable and probably more. And we get some more silicon, which, you know, it's silicon for almost all of these. And that's nice early on, I think anyway. I never seem to have quite as much quartz as I want. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to finagle ourselves up here. Turn the jetpack off. Now we're going to put most of it back. I want to be right here. There's our drawer controller. Now we're probably going to need the wrench, because I doubt we'll get this placed right the first time. Alright, I'm going to go make the wrench. It's not that hard to make. And we'll just come down here and flip it around till it's facing into the block. Now, a block has a GUI. We're going to want to set a priority on it so that stuff that enters the system will go into here before it goes on to the disks. Now we're going to run this right up along the ceiling because we're going to have all kinds of things connected to the system. Almost done. There we go. And I don't see... Oh, now I see it. Yeah. Like, I don't know. what I was thinking, of course, all the carrots. I was looking for ingots and stuff, but we have way more carrots and potatoes than we have, like, iron. And that's fine. But yeah, now we got access to it all. So the next thing that I want to make is I want to get into auto crafting. We're going to need a pattern grid, which is going to be another grid so we can make our machine casing. We can make our construction core and our destruction core, and everything's just a lot easier and more convenient. There's our grid. Whoops. Now we're also gonna need a pattern, and we're gonna be going through a lot of these. And with the pattern and the grid and the advanced processor, we have one pattern grid. Now we can use this to program recipes, both crafting and processing, and then, have access to the recipes from inside the system. We're going to make a bunch more patterns. Okay, we need more quartz and enriched iron. We're probably going to have to go mining or something one of these days soon. Alright, that's a good start. Now the first thing we're going to want to teach this thing how to make is a pattern. But to even do that, so that's actually the second thing. We're going to want to make a crafter. That's an iron crafter, which we certainly will be making. Can I see just the plain one? There it is. And, they all kind of rhyme. We'll need another construction core. We'll have to do it from up here because you can't actually craft from this one. We'll need to make another construction core and another destruction core and another machine casing, which will take some more quartz and enriched iron. Oh boy, we're starting to run out. There we go. And that'll give us our crafter. Now, we're going to want to immediately upgrade this. I wonder if I can do the chest thing with these? No. But we could certainly... We're going to be using the fruit logs for most of our wood. We have extra storage in this, and the iron crafter is very affordable, and it holds 3 times as much as the regular crafter. Now, this one has 3 rows. The regular crafter only has 1 row. So let's go ahead and make a pattern for a pattern. And just press the button. You got your pattern. You throw it in here. And now we can see we could craft patterns. We will need to teach the machine, though, how to make quartz enriched iron. And the way it'll work is it'll see everything that it needs. It'll make the quartz enriched iron. And then it will make the pattern. I wonder if we could just make 10 of them. Yep, we got everything. And we'll start seeing it count up. Now, since we're draining energy with pipes, or transmitting, I should say, we're gonna upgrade this thing, because right now it's only transferring 256 FE a tick. With the improved upgrade, it'll transfer 8,000. So that's nice. Now, the next thing I'd like to get into is auto processing, but we don't really have any machines. So we're going to have to start making some machines. The main, block and GUI tech mod we have is Mekanism. And we're going to want to start out, I think, with an enrichment chamber. I think that's where we start. Let's see. Oh, we'll need the steel. We make the steel. Well, we make steel dust. The metallurgic infuser. That's right, that's right. So we're going to make a couple of furnaces. And let's get the right block up in front of us here. There we go. One metallurgic infuser. Now we're going to put it right here. Because this is part of where we're going to have our auto processing. Everything's going to be very convenient and in our reach. Doesn't look that way right now. But it'll be a weird looking setup, but I don't know, something different. Now we're going to make a bunch of this stuff. And I probably will go mining while it's processing. I think that this is 1-to-1 ratio, the enriched iron. We throw the coal in there and see it fills up the GUI, 10 millibytes per coal. Millibuckets, I should say. Then we throw the, really? Am I doing it wrong here? No, it's iron. This doesn't have power. We've got to, I forgot. This very important part. There we go. Let's throw that in there. It'll start trucking along. I think it'll use 10 millibuckets. And we'll get 1 enriched iron. And then we repeat. Yep. Thing should be done by now. Yep, sure enough. Now we're just going to throw it back in there, and I think once again it's a 1-to-1 ratio. We'll start getting steel dust that we can process into steel ingots and make some more machines. Now the next thing I want to do, and I think I already made a recipe for it, is I want to make an importer. Because I'm going to want to pull from here. Let's see, can I just swatch it on like that and take the wrench? There we go. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go into the GUI and we're going to set these to none. There we go. We're going to have the bottom actually be the input, which is the red on this. Okay. I keep skipping it. There it is. And the output on the blue. And it's taking them right out. So, very, very good. Now, if we had a storage drawer set up for steel dust, this would be going into the drawer. We'd still have access to it from the crafting grid, though. We're just gonna hook this stuff up. And now we got it. And we're gonna do a little improved processing here. We're gonna make ourselves an enrichment chamber, I think. Okay, we'll need to infuse some more stuff first. This will be done soon enough. Okay, it's almost done. Now there's a couple of things that go in here. We're gonna end up with an infuser dedicated to all of them. And this one's gonna be dedicated to redstone. First thing we want to make are some advanced alloys. That's 10 millibuckets and 1 iron ingot. We'll get you 1 advanced alloy. And then we're going to throw some osmium in here. And for 2 dusts worth, or 20 millibuckets, and 1 osmium ingot, we'll get basic control circuits. There we go. Now we're going to make recipes for this stuff. We're going to need at least 2 enrichment chambers. And we might have to smelt up some, what am I trying to say? Some glass. There we go. 2 enrichment chambers. Now we're gonna want 1 up here on our automatic processing line. And we're going to want one over here on our ore processing line. We're also going to want some energized smelters. Here we go. All stuff we've already seen. And a couple energized smelters. I'll pop that up there. We're going to pop this over here. Now these, I think the side config, if we set them to eject, are exactly what we already want. We're just going to want a pipe here. Whoop, that's the wrong kind. And, you know, this is so close, it's almost not even worth doing an ender chest. We're going to do an ender chest anyway. We need to teach this thing how to do it. And all the things. Throw it in there. Alright. And that'll actually be helpful. It'll tell us if any of the drawers are full because there's stuff backing up. Now what we have here is the most basic improved ore processing that Mekanism has to offer. We can do a lot better than this as we make more machines, but this is good. Each ore will give us 2 dust, and each dust will get us 1 ingot. So we're doubling here. Now this will work on the rosite, on the limonite. Runium is a little different. You can't really improve your yields with that. Now I got some more importers up here, and I've set the inputs of these to go up, or the outputs to go up and the inputs to be from the bottom side. We're gonna put some crafters on here. Now for processing, you want the sort of little dash there to be pointing towards your machine input. They're dark right now because they're not connected to the network. We're gonna have to put some cables. Boy, it really doesn't want to let me put these on here, does it? Let's see. Here we go. Let me get rid of this one. Now they're all lit up. You don't need cables attached to everything. You just need something from refined storage connecting everything to the connector. So the first thing I really want to think about with all this stuff, now that we're getting a wonderful amount of iron, is a way to automate glass. Now, smelting sand in the energized smelter is easy enough. We can use this recipe. It's no problem. We just pop it in here, right? And then how much sand do we have? We have 20 sand, so we could make some glass. But how are we going to make some sand? We don't have much sand. So we can just look it up in JI. Okay, so a crusher will turn gravel into sand. So we want to make a crusher. Just a little bit of lava and some things we've seen before. Now we're out of the circuits. So we're going to teach this thing how to make them. Let's bring up the crusher. Here it is. Ooh, fancy. So we're just going to take the redstone out because we don't want it, it's not going to be able to put redstone in through the crafter, and also put the osmium in. That's why we're going to have one infuser dedicated to redstone. But now we can just throw this in here, and if we need 2 circuits, it'll throw 2 osmium into the enrichment chamber full of redstone stuff, and we'll get our control circuits. There's one. And there's our crusher. So we have the recipe for glass and the energized smelter. We got our crusher. Gonna run down this side and share the power line. What we need to do is teach this thing how to make sand in a crusher. And it can also make gravel in a crusher out of cobblestone. We have plenty of cobblestone. We'll throw those in there. And now we could make a bunch more pattern. Oh, we're running out of iron already. Well, we've still got more smelting, so that's good. And I think that's going to be it for this time, folks. We got an awful lot done, so thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.